This is a guillotine from what would be a high tie-up, or it's starting to become a high tie-up. So he grabs me with his right arm, starting to get me into a tie-up, and as he's starting to pull me down, we're starting to fight. This is typical in wrestling and grappling, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand here, and I'm going to pull away, and as that happens, I'm going to then push his head back down so that I can get into a position where I can move my right arm underneath his neck, okay? You can also do it from the inside, from here. You can turn your body this way, pull the head down, and move like this. So essentially, either way your arm is from that high tie-up, all we're looking to do is just prevent that high tie-up so we can get into a guillotine. So he grabs, and he's starting to pull me, right? I want to shrug my shoulders a little bit here too. By shrugging my shoulders, he doesn't get as much movement, you know? He's sort of like this. Or I can go like this and keep him away as I move. You see that? So if he's here, move it this way. If I'm on the outside, I can come up to the back and I can turn away from it like this. Remember, you're not turning like this. You're not doing it really exaggerated. For the sake of training, I sort of am. But I don't want you to turn away and give your back, right? So into the high tie-up, I'm here, shrug, turn away, move his head, scoop in for that guillotine. The blade of my arm here comes up underneath his neck, cranks a little bit as I make the connection where my hands come together. And as I do that, I then sink it and pull it until he tells me to stop, basically. Okay? Switch him over on this side. He ties up. I can escape this way, move it down, or on the outside, I can come up here, escape, move it down. See how my elbow sort of sunk into his elbow area? Do that again. I went here, turned, pulled my elbow down into sort of a Thai boxing clinch position, moved the head back into the sink. You notice that I moved his head this way, right? So I'm turning it so that he can't protect it with the chin, and then I grab here and tighten up until he taps. Okay? It's actually a really easy technique. There's other things to consider. So for example, if he starts to push me over or he lifts his head back to start to protect himself, I can sacrifice and go into the guard, just jump up and grab him around the waist and start to fall. The beauty of that is that as I'm jumping, I can sink this down really tight. So I can either tap him basically on his own feet, okay, and he can start to, basically choke out, or what we say would be a carotid restraint, and he can start to pass out, and then I can take my legs down and take him to the ground and continue to hold it. Or I can fall back into the guarded position, hold on nice and tight as he starts to pass out, and then let him go and let him recover. Now, that's for a self-defense situation. If you're obviously on the mat training with your partner, remember your partner's lending his body for you to train with. Don't be a jerk about it. Obviously, I don't want to tap him out while I'm jumping up in the guard and he's trying to hold, my 864 pounds of body fat, right? So I want to be real gentle with him as we're practicing. But that is an easy guillotine from a high tie-up.